Good morning, all of you. In the last class, we discussed about spherical mirrors. Spherical mirror. What is spherical mirror? So, spherical mirrors. So, how many types of spherical mirrors are there? One is concave mirror, and second one is convex mirror. So, we have drawn the shapes. If you remember, we have drawn the shapes, and this is a silvered surface, convex mirror. This is reflecting surface, and similarly you can consider this is a convex mirror. So today's class we are going to consider some of the definitions of related to the mirrors. Definitions. So what are the definitions? So first one is pole. Pole means it is denoted by the letter P, and it is a point on the imaginary point on the center of the mirror. So for convex and concave we can represent pole like this. And next to second definition, it is center of curvature. So what is center of curvature? It is denoted by letter C. Curvature means it is a part of a sphere. So that sphere is having some center. That will be the center of curvature of the mirror. So for this I will consider if we complete this it will become a sphere. So I will take it as a center. And next one is third one. The center of the sphere of which the mirror forms a part is called center of curvature. And third important one is, so if there are 2 points, you can join these 2 points, you will get a line. That line is nothing but principal axis. Principal axis. So it is not a point, it is a line. And fourth one is principal focus. So this is also a point. This point is denoted by letter F. So what is principal focus? So to explain this principal focus, so if you consider a mirror, that is concave mirror, and this is the concave mirror. So normally we will take the curvature very less. So the center of curvature is large, and this is pole. So you just draw a line connecting these 2 points. Let us consider a parallel beam of light is incidenting on it. When we consider the parallel beam of light, when the object is at a larger distance. Parallel beam means the light rays are parallel to the principal axis. So the angle between the light rays and the principal axis is 0. So when these light rays are incidenting on the, consider 2 light rays are coming from a distant tree. So this is a tree. So the mirror is placed and the light rays are coming from the distant tree and they are incidenting on it. So the image of the tree is formed at a point. So that point is called as focus. Thus the light rays after reflection passes through a point on the principal axis. That point is called principal focus. You can consider 2 more light rays also. These 2 light rays also after reflection passes through principal focus. So all these light rays will obey laws of reflection. Don't consider this I am drawing for my convenience. It obeys laws of reflection. So one more point if I consider. So this is the principal focus. So the point on the principal focus is defined as the point on the principal axis through which the light rays after reflection, through which the parallel beam of light rays after reflection passes through is called as principal focus. So in case of convex mirror and concave mirror, so one important aspect we have to remember is, for example, I have taken concave mirror and this is a center of curvature. So whenever you want to apply laws of reflection, how many lines we require? One is incident ray, second one is reflected ray, and third one is at this point of incidence you have to draw the normal. So if you consider the spherical mirror, the curvature is there and each and every point is different. So how can we draw the normal? So if you want to draw the normal, the only condition is you just draw a line passing through the center to connect that point. So this is the point A. Suppose you consider one more point like this. This is the point B. At this point B, the normal is like this. So this is the point P. At this point P, the normal is like this. Suppose you consider one more point C. D. So this will be the normal. So like this. Or Center of curvature can also be defined as the point of intersection of normals drawn at onto the spherical surface. So this is center of curvature. So whenever you want to consider the ray diagrams or light rays, and if you want to draw the normal on a spherical surface, let us consider that the if you draw so we have discussed about real and virtual images in the previous class. So real image can be caught on the screen. With the help of a lens, I am showing you the real image of a distant object. So if you see the image is highly diminished. That is very small when compared to the object. Suppose you move the lens towards, the image becomes blurred, and also again if you move away, the image becomes blurred. So only at a certain position the image is clear. That is it forms a real image and it can be taken on the screen. Now if I move the object towards the lens, the image is blurred again. If I adjust the lens such that the image will be clear, then we will have a enlarged image, and this image is real, inverted and enlarged. So this is also blurred image. If I can adjust it properly, we can get a real, inverted and enlarged image. So for different positions of the object, we will get different positions of the image using a lens. So if you adjust this again, this will be the inverted, enlarged image. So again I will show you the difference between diminished and enlarged image. I am moving the lens object away, so distant object. So if I move the lens towards the screen, the image size is diminished. That is, we are going to get the finite image real, inverted. So actually the object is the candle, lighted candle, and you are able to see the image, inverted image. So this is the difference between real and inverted images. We will use this to draw the diagrams, ray diagrams in mirror also. The only difference in mirror and lens is, in case of mirror, the object and the image are on the same side, whereas in case of lens, object is one side of the lens and image is other side of the lens. So if the object is at infinite distance, the image is formed at the focus. So the distance between the lens and the screen gives the focal length of the lens, or in case of mirror it will give the focal length of the lens. Ray diagrams. So after seeing the activity, we are going to draw ray diagrams. So what is ray diagram? Ray diagram. So diagram means which represents position of object and position of image and mirror with respect to mirror. If you represent these three in a diagram, then the diagram is called as ray diagram. So if you want to draw a ray diagram, the first condition is you require two light rays. Minimum of two light rays are required to draw a ray diagram. You can take more than this. So minimum is 2. So here, which two light rays we can consider? So here there are some rules to draw the ray diagram. We call it as ray rules. Rules for drawing ray diagram. Rules for drawing ray diagram. So what are those rules? So first rule is a light ray parallel to the principal axis. Just I am studying the statement and I am drawing the diagram simultaneously. So this is pole and this is a principal axis, center, and this is focus. So first ray rule is a light ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes through focus. If you want to draw the center of normal at this point of incidence, so here again laws of reflection are obeyed. Angle of incidence and angle of reflection are equal. This is first ray rule. Second one is you take the reverse. So reversibility of light, principle of reversibility of light. So this is pole. So this is the center of curvature, this is focus, and this is center of curvature. So you just reverse the diagram. The light ray is passing through focus. After reflection becomes parallel to the principal axis. Again you can draw the normal. And third one, a light ray passing through center of curvature. A light ray is passing through center of curvature. Just you consider the statement. It is easy for you. You can write the notes also. So this is a light ray passing through center of curvature. Center of curvature means already we have seen this is normal. At this point this angle is 90. So what is angle of incidence here? 0. What is angle of reflection? Again 0. So the light ray is reflected back along the same direction. So these rules are valid for drawn for concave mirror. So for convex mirror, if you want to consider, so again the similarly I can draw. So this is convex mirror. So in case of convex mirror, so this is the reflecting surface, pole, and you consider this is focus, center of curvature. A light ray passing parallel to the principal axis. So light ray exactly does not pass through focus because focus is behind the mirror. Whereas in case of concave mirror, focus is in front of the mirror. So real images can be formed in concave mirror, whereas virtual images only will be formed in convex mirror. So here the light ray appears to be passing through focus. So now you extend a line from the focus, and outside the mirror you can just extend this directly. So the light ray will be like this. And second one, a light ray passing through focus. Next one is a light ray passing through focus. A light ray passing through focus. How can you consider focus? So again pole. Don't forget to put all these points. Imagine, consider these two distances are same. PF is equal to FC, or PC is equal to 2 times that of PF. So that should be the idea when you draw the diagram. So light ray passing through focus appears to pass through focus. Light ray is incidenting on the mirror like this. After reflection, what happens? It passes parallel to the principal axis. So if you want to draw the normal, that normal passes through center of curvature. So again here laws of reflection are obeyed. And third one is a light ray passing through or appears to pass through center of curvature. A light ray appears to pass through center of curvature, focus. So this is the focus. Now center of curvature, light ray appears to pass through focus. Again it is reflected back. And fourth one is for both concave and convex. So the light ray is obliquely incidenting. So whenever it is required, we consider the oblique incidence. So pole, focus, center of curvature. Oblique incidence means it is incidenting at some angle. At this point it is normal. So the angle made by the incident ray with the normal, and this is the reflected ray. So angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So these are the rules. Whenever we want to draw the diagram, we use these rules. So a light ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes through principal focus. A light ray passing through focus after reflection becomes parallel to the principal axis. A light ray passing through center of curvature after reflection reverses back. And a light ray appears to pass through focus. A light ray passing parallel to the focus for a concave mirror appears to pass through principal focus. Next one, a light ray appears to pass through principal focus. After reflection becomes parallel to the principal axis. A light ray appears to pass through center of curvature because is reflected back along the same path. A light ray is incident obliquely. Again it is reflected in the oblique direction. That is, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So these laws of reflection are valid for spherical mirrors also. So now, first of all, we draw the images for the different positions of the object. As I have shown in the activity, if you change the position of the object, position of the image is also changed. So first of all, we take the concave mirror, and here the object is at infinity. If you remember, I have taken the object is at infinity. What is the meaning of infinity? So infinity means the focal length of this mirror, for example, if you take the focal length of the mirror is 20 centimeters. So when we say the object distance is infinity, so if you want to measure the distance of the object, all the distances are to be measured from pole. So the object distance is infinity means, say for example, you have taken the object is at 400 centimeters. So this is a very large distance when compared to 20 centimeters. So all the distances are compared with the radius of curvature or focal length. So whenever f is 20, r is equal to how much? It is 2f. 2f means 2 into 20. That is 40 centimeters. So radius of curvature is 40, whereas object distance is 400. So almost it will be taken as at infinity. Object is taken to be at infinity. So first of all, you try to understand what is the meaning of infinity. So whenever the object is infinity, for example, let us give you a rough idea. So this is the object and here is the mirror. For example, we consider this is a very large distance. So normally what happens, the light rays are diverging from the object. So this is a divergent beam. From any object, the light rays are going to diverge. The light rays are going to diverge. So what happens is, the light rays are going to diverge. The light rays are going to diverge. The light rays are going to diverge. So what I want to consider, or what I want to make you understand is, if you consider the light rays which are incidenting, they are almost straight lines, but here they are not parallel lines. Suppose nearer to the object, suppose you place the mirror here, all these light lines are parallel? No. So that if you move the object away from the source object, mirror from the object, the light rays which are incidenting on the mirror is almost parallel. So when the object is at infinity, so it is at a larger distance. So on the mirror, the light rays are going to be incidenting or parallel beam. Or the mirror light rays are going to be incidenting or parallel beam. So you use the first rule, that is light rays parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes through principal focus. After reflection passes through principal focus. So when you consider this, the light rays are going to incident on the pass through the principal focus, and the intersection of the two reflected light rays, we will get a real image. Light rays are really intersecting. The image is real, and the object is very large here, but here it does not have any size. So it is highly diminished. And if you observe the image, what we got? Inverted. Actually the candle is burning like this, but you got the image like this. So inverted image you are going to get. So the image is inverted. So real, highly diminished and inverted image. This is the nature of the image. Where is the image formed? Image position is at focus. Where is the image position? It is at focus. So you can draw a table. So if you want to consider different positions of the object, this position of the image and its nature depends on position of the object. Because I have said to you already, I am moving the object towards the lens. What happens to the image position? Image position is also changed, as well as the nature of the image is also has been changed. It is real and inverted, but the diminished characteristic property has been changed to enlarge. So the nature of the image also changes. So now second position I want to consider. From infinity I have brought this object nearer to the mirror beyond C. So at infinity, from infinity you bring it. So beyond C means, suppose you want to consider the distance beyond C. Beyond C, when it will be r is equal to 2f. So center of curvature is 40 centimeters. Means you have to put the object nearly at say 100 centimeters or 60 centimeters. So it will be almost equal to beyond C. It is not up to infinity. So it is just only 2 times enlarged, but here it is 10 times large. So 60 centimeters or 40 centimeters, whatever we do, it can be taken it as beyond C. So second position is object is at beyond C. So when you place the object beyond C, what are the light rays you are going to consider? So when you draw the mirror, you take it as having a very large curvature. So don't draw the mirror with a round shaped object such as bangle or any curved objects, so that you may get, but you try to decrease the curvature, not increasing the curvature. Increasing the curvature means curvature is increased like this. Suppose you want to decrease the curvature, you draw like this, a bigger mirror. so that the center of curvature will be very kept can be at a distance of very large distance, and focus is here. Beyond means here it is extended object. I am considering the extended object, then only we can understand. So a light ray parallel to use the first rule, a light ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes through principal focus. After reflection passes through principal focus. Again you can consider the normal. And next one, you can consider two possibilities. You can consider oblique incidence, one case, or you can consider the light ray passing through focus. This is second case. So whatever may be the case, you will get the same result. Don't think that always you have to draw from this point only. So what are the possibilities we check? So the second rule is a light ray is passing through focus. After reflection, it becomes parallel to the principal axis. It becomes parallel to the principal axis. The light rays are intersecting here. So this is object is A and this object is B and this object is A dash. Your head is here and it is B dash. Because why it is here? The first light ray and second light ray I am considering. So this light rays are starting from head only. So they are intersecting, they will produce head. If you draw another light ray, you will get same thing. So here if you consider above the principal axis, we consider this is erect. If you represent it is erect, but the image is below the principal axis, we consider it as inverted. So when you take the extended object only, then you can able to understand whether it is inverted or not. If it is very very small and point object, we cannot distinguish. So what is the position of the image? This is position of the object. What is the position of the image? Between C and F. Your image is formed between C and F. C and F. C means 2 times center of curvature and focus. What is the nature? It is formed due to the intersection of the light rays. Real, inverted and diminished. Not highly diminished, but it is smaller than the size of the object. Diminished. So like this you go on drawing the diagrams on your own. Okay. So which is very very useful to you. And you try to understand the nature of the image also. I will draw, I am leaving as a work to you. Okay, you can consider. If you have textbooks, then okay. Already I think, okay, textbooks. So at C you can consider at C, and the object is placed at C. So this is the object mirror, this is the mirror, and this is pole. Object is considered to be at C. Focus. Object is placed at C. Light rays are incidenting and they are going to pass through principal focus. Light rays are passing through focus and they are incidenting like this. So almost nearer to this, because it depends upon the distance. Almost at C you are going to get. The image is formed at C. So it is real, inverted and almost same size, real, inverted and same size. And fourth one, between F and C, between F and C. What is between F and C? So here if you consider the image object, so this is concave mirror I have taken, and pole, focus, center of curvature. Object is placed here. Light ray parallel to the principal axis. After reflection passes through focus. A light ray passing through focus after reflection becomes parallel. So it is also getting between F and C only. So this is not correct. So up to here we can see. Next I will write again. So here the object is why we are not getting means there must be some proportionate, the values must be proportionately taken. The size of the image, size of the object, the distance between F and C. If they are not in proportionate, you won't get the answer. So this is a focus, and you want to consider the light rays passing through principal focus. And one more thing, okay, you consider oblique incidence. Okay, oblique incidence. So the light rays are, so angle of incidence and angle of reflection are same. So almost okay. So this is beyond C. So real, inverted, enlarge. If you observe the size of the image, size of the object, and this is the size of the image, you consider this is increased, enlarged. And next one at f means at infinity. At f, if the object is placed at f, object is placed at f. So this is focus, this is center of curvature, object is placed at f. So you can consider oblique incidence, so obliquely reflected, and you consider the light ray is passing through center of curvature, again it is center of curvature, they are going to meet at a point. They are not going to meet at a point because they are almost parallel. So the image is formed at infinity, real inverted. So we don't see whether it is enlarged or something. So these two are also some, there is a change we can see experimentally. And one more last diagram, it is object is placed between pole and focus. Object is placed between pole and focus. So pole and focus means we consider the light ray is passing through center of curvature, again it is reflected back. Light ray is obliquely incidented, again it is reflected back. So these two are not really intersecting. If extend these two light rays backwards, you are going to get the image. This image is virtual. Behind the mirror, this image is virtual. It image is virtual. Erect, because the object is like this and image is also above the principal axis. Erect and enlarged. The size of the image is greater than this one. So with concave mirror, we are going to get 6 positions. So first of all, I will explain to you with a simple diagram, just you can remember it again. This is the pole, this is focus, and this is a center of curvature. So when the object is at infinity, first one at infinity, second one is beyond C, beyond C, and third one is at C, and fourth one is between F and C, and fifth one is at F, and sixth one is between F and P, So what is the nature? In all the first five cases, it is real and it is inverted. The nature of the size of the image is going to increase in this position, and last case only it is virtual and enlarged, erect and enlarged, So what is the conclusion you are considering? If the object is moved towards the mirror, image moves away from the mirror. So starting from infinity, focus, between C and F, at C, beyond C, and infinity. And again it disappears, it converts into from real to virtual image. So this is the regarding the ray diagrams for a concave mirror. So in convex mirror, if we consider the convex mirror, there are only two positions for drawing the ray diagrams. So in convex mirror, again you can use the ray rules. So convex mirror means mirror is considered like this, and pole and center of curvature, focus. So light rays are incidenting from the distant object, and they are going to appear to pass through focus, So after reflection, they are reflected back. This is a divergent beam, not a convergent beam. Hence this mirror is called diverging mirror. So whereas convex mirror is called converging mirror. These light rays are going to converge. So concave mirror is converging mirror, and a convex mirror is diverging mirror. So please remember. Next one is, this is first case. Where is the object image found? At focus. Second case is, you consider an extended object. So this is pole, and this is center of curvature, and this is focus. So object is placed on the principal axis. So light ray is parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, appears to pass through focus. And next one is, a light ray is passing through the obliquely incidenting at the pole. So you can extend these two light rays. This is the point of intersection, and you are going to get the image. This is AB, and this is A dash and B dash. Image position. So it is virtual, erect and diminished. Virtual, erect and diminished. What is the nature of the image? Always virtual, erect and diminished. Here also it is diminished. In the first case also it is diminished. Again it is virtual. Whenever the image is formed behind the mirror, we call it as virtual image. In front of the mirror it is called as real image. And next, these are the applications. What are the uses of convex mirror and concave mirror? So convex mirror is used. Convex mirror. You can see this diagram. This is the side view mirror of the automobile, and this is a car which is behind this automobile. So it forms, this is the very largest car, and you are going to get the smallest image of that car. So this is the use of, because as it forms diminished images, this is and it is also having a very large field of view, then we can consider the mirror is used as convex mirror. Uses of convex mirror. It is used as rear view mirror. Rear means backside. What is in backside? Without turning our head we can able to see it. Rear view mirror in the automobiles. And next one, for example, in case of a street light, for example, you consider this mirror, you are placing a bulb here, light rays are incidenting and they are going to be diverged. They are going to be diverged like this. So in street lights, if you use these reflectors, you can spread the light to a larger extent. So this is used as reflectors in street lights. Reflector in street lights. Reflector in street lights. Reflector in street lights. And it is also used in shopping malls or malls to see the complete view from one side. One point you can able to see it. What are the uses of concave mirror? Concave mirror. What are the uses of concave mirror? Concave mirror is used to as a reflector in headlights of car. Reflector in headlights of car. In headlights of car or automobile. I can write automobile. So what is the, how can you consider? So this is the concave mirror in headlights of the automobile. This is pole and this is focus and this is center of curvature. We don't bother about it. You place a bulb here, so that the source of light is here. So light rays are going forward as well as backward. So light rays are falling. Where the light rays are going? They are going from the focus. After reflection, what happens? They will become a parallel beam. Parallel beam means they will go through to a larger distance. If they diverge like this, if they go only to a certain distance, not more than that, because the intensity of the beam is decreased. So the application of the concave mirror in reflector in automobiles is very, very useful, because the light rays will become parallel beam and they will be traveling to a more distance, so that we can able to see up to a larger distance. So this is the uses of concave mirror. So up to this we have completed ray diagrams, ray rules and definitions regarding the spherical mirrors. Remaining part we can go to see in the next class. Thank you.